Oh my god, hey!
Hello.
Hello everybody, where are we, Aeron James?
We're in Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland.
We are in Edinburgh. We just flew here.
We flew here.
And then took a bus, and then walked off the bus. And that is Edinburgh Castle. And we are on our way to our shared hostel accommodation down in Grassmarket,
Yeah.
where we will be staying.
Sorry, let me translate. Grassmarket, there we are.
That's close to the Scottish. Where we will be staying with four other theatre content creators who you may know from other parts of social media, mostly from TikTok, all from the US, all from New York,
And one of our friends from the UK.
And one of our friends in the UK is also here. I mean, yeah, we know lots of people who are here. Have we immediately gone the wrong way? We are not new to the Edinburgh Fringe, but all of our friends are. So this is going to be an interesting experience this week. We're actually doing 2 weeks at the Edinburgh Fringe with a break for Mr. Aeron James's birthday in the middle. Reveal of my haircut. If you haven't seen my haircut by this point in one of my other videos, I did this largely for the Edinburgh Fringe because the hostel accommodation shared bathroom, and I was like, I don't want to have to worry about my hair. I want to wake up, put a hat on, and go and see 10 shows. If you don't know, Edinburgh, yes, the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, biggest fringe festival in the world, largely known for comedy, but also features a hell of a lot of theatre, which is what we are here for. And I'm going to be reviewing hopefully about 36 shows in the next 5 days. So stay tuned for all of that vlog content.
It's weird because I feel like we haven't seen much of a fringe yet because of the way we came here on the coach, so I'm waiting to be hit with like...
I've flown up before, but for the last few years we're certainly used to arriving by train.
And being on Waverley and
then you're kind of in the midst of it. Also weird to come on a Sunday because the Fringe media office is closed, but we'll get all that sorted tomorrow because we are both officially accredited by the Fringe media team this year, which is very exciting. Okay, so we have just checked into our hostel down here in Grassmarket. Aaron's just found gluten-free donuts, which is a very exciting revelation. We're going to go and get brunch from another place near where we stayed 2 years ago that we know has nice gluten-free options and like pancakes and French toast and things, because we have a little bit of time. I didn't want to schedule a super early show because you never know what's going to go wrong with travel.
I mean, if you watched our North American vlogs going to Canada, you'll understand why.
Yeah, things can go wrong, but the flight was super seamless, and then just immediately left the airport, and there's like a row of buses waiting to take you into the city. It takes half an hour to get into the city. You can tap to pay, all very easy, all nice and straightforward. We've previously come on the train as well, which is also easy, just takes longer. And this time around it just made more sense for us to do the flying up.
And we've already seen one of our friends. Who's already checked into our hostel. I'm vlogging with a new vlogging camera, by the way. It's teeny tiny, this is its case, so it's about this big. But yeah, gonna go get some breakfast. Our first show is at midday. It's still only about 10 a.m. now, so much to look forward to, and many hours of theatre ahead of us before the end. That's another nice looking bakery. Oh, we went to that one.
Did we?
Yeah. I remember walking down this way and we went across because you went like was sitting there.
I believe you. There's another nice place over there. We're going to eat well this week, in between seeing all the shows.
I've done that bit.
Yes. You know, I don't know that I can remember every show I saw last year. I'm remembering the food. So we are walking through Cowgate right now, which is just adjacent to Grassmarket. Something you will notice here is that Edinburgh, in parts of it, in Old Town, which is where we are right now, exists across 2 levels. This is the lower level. The upper level is up there, atop that bridge. And so there are a lot of hills involved. This venue here we're about to pass on our left, Underbelly Cowgate, in fact has entrances on both the lower and the upper level, so it can be used as a cut through to get from the lower to the upper. It's not a very fast journey, but if it's raining and you suddenly need to get from one to the other, it can be helpful. There you go. I think they're still in the process of making it purple and beautiful. So that was an Underbelly venue. There are a handful of different sort of big overarching producers at the Edinburgh Fringe, the biggest of which are Underbelly, Assembly, Pleasance. Then you've got Gilded Balloon, The Space is another set of venues, Zoo. We've just passed Adjust the Tonic venue. I've never been to Adjust the Tonic.
No.
That's a lie. Maybe I have years ago to see
I haven't.
Jesus L'Oreal Christ, but over in Newtown. But we're talking pre-pandemic, so who even knows what was going on. But we are doing Adjust the Tonic, walking uphill and vlogging, sorry. We are doing Adjust the Tonic venue this year, but not that one. And yes, you can hear bagpipes in the background.
So Edinburgh.
Nice authentic local flavour, isn't it? Walking down the Royal Mile, that half of which gets very Edinburgh Fringified with lots of street performances, lots of flyering. The madness of it all doesn't seem to have really taken effect yet fully.
No.
But it will. Yeah, this is...
We're in like just done previews and now they're in performances.
Yeah, it's the very start of the month. Sort of the first weekend. Shows have been in previews and press performances are just beginning. Hence, we are here now. We weren't early enough for... see, that's the hill I thought I was walking up. There you go. We weren't early enough for some of the preview events that the venues and the producing houses do, but we are here to see shows. And so being here at the beginning makes sense from my perspective as a critic, because the shows want the reviews, they want star ratings for the posters, and they want them as soon as possible, because if you couldn't tell, there are thousands of shows to choose from at the Edinburgh Fringe, and they all want to stand out and grab attention, and a nice 5-star review on a poster will do just that. Are any of the shows I reviewed last year going to have my name on the posters? Not an important detail, but always cute if it happens. Are Potty the Plant using my star rating? We will find out. Aeron and I both, between us, know Edinburgh quite well. I know Fringe Edinburgh, and Aeron has been here more times than I have.
I came
regular
here
Edinburgh.
every year as a kid.
Oh, yeah, true.
Every Christmas time, so knowing Edinburgh like without all the Fringe is kind of helpful because I know the areas and like the distinct buildings a bit better.
There you go. But we are, as a result of that, walking around without the Can we go? No one's going. I'm walking. I'm crossing. Oh, it's green. There we go. We are, as a result of that, walking around without maps or whatnot, because we know where we're going, which is very liberating. I don't think it is this
it
left.
is left to the right.
No,
That's
no,
how we
because
stopped at.
yeah, but it's over that
You
side.
can go that way.
So, like I was saying, we know where we're going. And here she is, our first brunch destination of choice. Just over there is a Premier Inn hub, where we stayed a few years ago, and so we found this place that has gluten-free inclusive options. Is it pronounced Loudons? Is it Ludens? Is it Lodens? Does it have any relationship to Dorothy, as in the original Miss Hannigan from Annie? Who knows, but we're about to get some brunch. Now I'm looking at this menu and this section here, and I'm seeing this croque monsieur French toast with chili jam, honey roast ham, bechamel sauce. Lots of this is speaking to me. I think I've had the brioche French toast before, and it is gorgeous. The candied walnuts, I remember specifically. So good. And we love this right here, non-gluten options available for Mr. Aeron James across a variety of their dishes. I am about to enjoy an Isle of Skye salted caramel hot chocolate. Yes, that does sound delicious. And Aeron James has his first coffee of the Edinburgh Fringe, the first of many.
I'm really intrigued by your hot chocolate.
You can try a bit.
Well, yeah, because I was going to order it, but then I was like, we have to stay awake for many shows today.
Yeah.
Coffee.
And here is the food. This is the croque monsieur French toast with an additional fried egg because I was successfully upsold. It looks gorgeous, it smells fantastic. And Aeron James will be enjoying the gluten-free French toast with bacon. That was exceptionally delicious. My goodness, truly no one is doing it like Loudons or Ludens. That was ludicrously good, or ludicrously, honestly. So good. Drinks, delicious. Food, extraordinary. I'm in awe of this choice that we've made for ourselves this morning, and this brunch that they have made for us this morning. This is a great start to the Fringe, everybody. Heading up this familiar hill to the Pleasance Courtyard, which is that building you can see with the big yellow... I mean, it's the space behind that building, in fact. You can see with all the yellow, you can see many, many Fringe advertising billboards along the side here.
This isn't the main Pleasance one, but it always makes me feel like it is. Like I see this.
Who's to say it's not the main Pleasance one? I don't think...
Well, because the Dome and the EICC always have the biggest
Do they? I think it's a matter of perspective. So Pleasance has Pleasance Courtyard and the Pleasance Grand here. There's Pleasance at the Edinburgh International Conference Centre. I think that's what EICC stands for. Now this is a very helpful overview of everything at the Pleasance Courtyard. We're seeing Hamstrung and Loves the Beach, but not on this day. A lot of things here that I wanted to see, but I couldn't fit them in. Look, you're seeing some reviews going up already. That's from the Rex. The Long Run. Seeing that one. That's co-produced. Well, that's produced by the new Diorama. I wanted to see that. I have such regrets. I mean, I don't have regrets. I just have challenges. This is our day today, and I hadn't actually realised, back-to-back in Pleasance 2, Emu War, Tit Swingers, and a Jaffa Cake musical. 1, 2, 3. That is our afternoon. That is the next 3 or so hours of our life. Here's the thing, I have no space in my schedule, and I wasn't planning to take flyers for that reason, but I've lost my resolve and I've taken one. And now it's Aeron's getting flyered behind me right now. It's a slippery slope, and I don't have a bag with me to put these in. They're going in the pouch of my sweatshirt. This is why I used to wear dungarees, for this exact reason. I will show you the courtyard, which is a bustling hive of activity and vibrance. Look at that. Right now, trying to find our friend Amy, who is seeing a show in about 10 minutes. We haven't seen her yet since we got here, and we want to say hello. Also, the Cat in the Hat is meeting and greeting. So this, as promised, is the Pleasance Courtyard. There you go, whole bunch of different spaces within here, most of them described by their locations, such as above, below, beyond, forth, and such. The totem pole allegedly helps point you in those directions, but it can still be challenging, even after multiple years of coming here. We are currently looking for Pleasance 2, where we will be spending, I think that's where we're going, yes, Pleasance 2. This is nice little, this is everything on in this venue. That's Pleasance 1. That's beside. Oh, this is Pleasance 2. There you go. Ah, that's near to where we started last year. In the brief time we spent investigating the food options at Pleasance, which, spoiler alert, are largely the same as they have been every year, the queue for Emu War has stretched basically back to the entrance, which is exciting. Lots of people here to see the emus, and there are, it's worth adding, puppets every which way you look currently in the Pleasance Courtyard. Which I'm very enthusiastic about personally. We're going into our first show. It's basically starting on time. My QR code ticket did not scan, but they have your name on a list under the booking as a backup. So they have a good system. I do feel though like personally a failure, just in and of myself. There's a, I was going to call it a crossword, word search.
Word search and a maze.
There's also a maze. Oh my gosh, that's the little brochure that Aeron found by one of the food kiosks here in the Pleasance Courtyard. We are here, we are in Pleasance 2, ready for Emu War. You are hearing music, pre-show incidental music, and you are seeing a set. This is quite a set actually for the Edinburgh Fringe. I'm excited. Also, don't think I haven't noticed this. The facial expression's already killing me. I have just successfully seen the show, filmed a review straight afterwards. This is the pattern I want to keep in because otherwise I get behind. Loved the Emu War, as I said in that review, kind of like the Australian cousin of Operation Mincemeat, if that makes sense, a little bit Star Kiddie, but just like the portrayal of the emus with the sock puppet hands above their heads instantly won me over. Anything in Australian accent is always going to make me laugh. This child running around here. We found Amy. Amy is seeing our next show with us, which is in the same venue, which is Tit Swingers, I think. I'm in the child's area. I don't think I should say that. It's about lesbian pirates, I believe, which, you know, I'm excited. After that, Jaffa Cake musical, back in the same space. So a day of quite sincere theatre, as you can tell. They're looking at snacks. Do I want a snack? I'm still quite full from the croque monsieur, if I'm being completely honest with you. But I'm also just high on the joy of Edinburgh Fringe, and it's going well. This is Amy from Lost in Theatreland, everybody, who you may remember from last year, when we were harassing her with the camera.
Oh, hi.
But we're all drinking Iron Brew now to have an authentic Scottish experience. Oh yeah, I have had that before. There you go. Where did you find the Iron Brew Aperol Spritz?
Bertie's proper fish and chips.
There you go. There you go. To be tried during our Fringe trip. Stay tuned for that one. We're heading in for tit swingers. Lesbian pirates. That's all I know about this. I'm very excited. We've had Iron Brew. We've replenished. Keeping up the energy. Oh, there you go. We've got some content warnings, including audience participation. Now I'm immediately nervous. We're going to call this game How Different Can the Same Space Look? This is the preset for tit swingers. And I'll tell you more after the show.
You can find us at Titswingers on Twitter. I'm not calling it X. On Instagram, on TikTok. If you're young, if you're not young, we're on Facebook. You do need to put space between every letter because they wouldn't let us have Titswingers as a name. Don't Google us. Just Titswingers. It's a bad idea. We've tried. But honestly, leave us a comment if you want to see more pirate shenanigans. If you want to see more big game musical shenanigans, you can also find us at Legas Productions.
We're back in the same queue again to go back into the same venue. Interesting to see. First show was quite well sold. Second show was a little bit quieter. I think it's on too early in the day. I think people want. I think people need to have drunk a little bit more and be a little bit rowdier and later into the night for the tit swingers, for the quote unquote hot girl pirate shit. Now we're queuing for a Jaffa Cake musical. A strong title will take you far at the Edinburgh Fringe. It is early in the month and I believe this is sold out. And that is a feat on the first weekend. So good job to the Jaffa Cake musical team. They come up with a good concept. This is Giggle Mug. They did Scouts the musical, they did Timpson the musical, which was all about the forbidden romance between and the rivalry between the Monteshues and the Capulets, and then became about Timpson, the store that inexplicably deals in both shoes and keys. And today, Jaffa Cakes. And we've decided collectively we are craving Jaffa Cakes. I've started to realise I don't know when I'm going to eat today, and I need to figure that out because every gap is about 40 minutes after this, and they all involve going from one place to another. I told you it would get less streamlined. So, lots to look forward to, and at some point, grabbing some food in transit. As the ushers work hard to seat everyone in this sold-out show, very little being given away on stage by the Jaffa Cake musical. We have lone pre-show atmospheric piano playing. Lots to discover in the next hour.
Please tell people about it. We're on all socials at The Giggle Mug. We've got some Team Cake and Team Biscuit stickers at the back as well. We're also collecting Jaffa Cakes for food banks, so if you've got any Jaffas or want to get any, we'll be outside afterwards.
Okie dokie. That was a Jaffa Cake musical. I didn't realise the whole thing would be based around a trial. Very Legally Blonde.
It makes sense because there's a gavel in the...
There is, and I realised that subsequently. Also, my favourite set pieces I have seen thus far.
Yeah, very clever set.
Well, those, as soon as they came out, I was like, it's a Jaffa Cake, and I liked that. They really...
I like when set designs are really nifty, like they know they can't do much, but they make it work.
Yeah, and if you're going to spend money on one set piece, they used it in a lot of different ways. Yeah. It was clever, it all meant something at the end. There had like secret set reveals, kind of. And yes. So we also got stickers at the end. They were giving out Team Cake and Team Biscuit. Did you just get given one or did you choose?
I got one, but I agreed with it.
You're Team Cake.
Because it's a sponge.
I'm Team Biscuit because I thought about black and white cookies.
But
what would you call a black and white cookie? Is that a cake or a biscuit?
Not biscuits.
You don't think they're biscuits?
No, because the whole running gag when Americans talk to Brits is that Americans call cake cookies.
No, cake isn't cookie, but cookie. Oh.
No, that is a thing. That's a really well-known thing.
And see, now I'm just confused. So I'm gonna.
If they go hard, and that is true, biscuits do not go hard.
There's a lot of pros and there's a lot of for and against.
The whole thing about a biscuit is it's already hard.
I'm not willing to have it out in the street. I'm going to put it all in the back of my mind. I'm going to be thinking about all of this. In the front of my mind, I'm going to be thinking about the directions to the Assembly George Square Gardens, which is where we're going next. This is another assembly venue. That was more of a drop than I realised. It's fine. I landed on AstroTurf. This is Assembly Roxy, which is like a converted church. That's the one, yes. But we're going to go and see Who Do You Love? The Casey and the Sunshine Band musical, which is produced by ATG Productions.
Their first time ever?
I believe it's their
I
first.
think it's their first musical they've ever brought to Fringe.
Their first presence at the Edinburgh Fringe, which is interesting and noteworthy. Aeron, for your benefit, we're going up that way and then up Flyer Alley. We might try and get food in this gap if we can, but that show came down about 6 minutes late, which turned our 40-minute gap into a 34. And then we saw Kate Ranking, who you will meet at some point on this vlog, who is one of our New York friends who we are staying with. They travelled up separately to us via train, but our paths just crossed, which is kind of amazing that can happen. Honestly, running into people organically at the Fringe is wild, but it does happen.
There's so many venues.
So that catch-up delayed us slightly, and now we just need to get where we're going. You did see a friend, I saw. And some lovely people have come up and said hello. We've taken photos with people. So it's been a very positive day, just good vibes. Good vibes have been had. And now for the first time, we are changing venues. I was saying by the end of that, I was enjoying that space very much. I was ready to see a show somewhere else. And I'm ready to show you a different venue, which is what we're going to do now. So we've just cut under an underpass here. There are Fringe venues behind us. And there are about to be Fringe venues to our left, to our right, every which way that you look. Oh, this is Janie D's painted poster. This is her cabaret show, West End star Janie D. Her cabaret show all about sustainability and environmental awareness. And to that end, this is a painted poster. Look at that. So we're currently heading down what I like to call Flyer Alley, because all the flyers hang out here. If you can't see it behind us, it's happening. People are giving out flyers, and this seems to be the epicenter of where that happens. We're in between Bristo Square and George Square ahead of us. There's an underbelly Bristo Square and an underbelly George Square. That's one of the things to be mindful of. Make sure you know where you're going and you go to the right place, because it's very easy to go to the wrong one.
Yeah.
Not as bad as Assembly George Square and Assembly George Street. Those are in completely different places, and there's a giant hill and like a mile between them. Our next venue is somewhere in that direction, because it's George Square Studios Assembly, somewhere over there. We've got about 15 minutes before it starts, so I'm very quickly grabbing currywurst from On the Roll, Germany's finest bratwurst. Always a staple of my Edinburgh Fringe diet. Aeron has gone to look for one of his, which is a Cubano sandwich from somewhere in that direction. Even within the best laid plans of mice and theatre critics, there's really no way of doing the kind of a schedule that we have perpetrated for ourselves without ending up in situations where you're like, right, we have 10 minutes, let's just grab food now, what are we doing, do we have time, throw it down ourselves. I'd also like to find a toilet at some point, but I can cope for an hour. That's also the thing, most of these shows are only an hour long, so like, if you're really hungry, if you need a drink, like, it's just another hour. Only that snowballs and it becomes just another hour and another hour and another hour. But so far, not too bad. Would you look at this good looking and very hearty meal? My goodness, this will definitely sort me out for the rest of the evening, as long as I have time to eat it, which I'm going to try and do now. I've had many currywurst in my life, including in Berlin. I have never eaten one that fast. Oh my gosh. Aeron is still waiting for his sandwich. I have been to see where the queue is. They haven't gone in yet. I may also try and pee. They've got someone's order. It's not his. It's getting tense up in here. The show technically is still not scheduled to begin for another 6 minutes, so we're not yet even at the 5-minute window. I'm not worried, and neither should you be. POV, you are running late for your Edinburgh Fringe show. What time is it technically? It is 4:49. This is a 4:50 scheduled commencement. Aeron is ushering me over. I have the tickets. Oh no, we're gonna be fine. But I am running for the first time in the festival. Day one. We're in a show stop right now, but I didn't get the chance to show you the venue. It's literally a university lecture theatre with benches and everything, which I find only slightly triggering. But this is the set for... No, that's not zooming. It's all going wrong. This is the set. There's lots of disco balls. This is Who Do You Love, the Casey and the Sunshine Band musicale. I'm going to put you away now in the hope that it makes the show start again.
Get down tonight. Get down tonight. Do a little dance. Get a little love. Get down tonight. Get down tonight. Baby, babe, let's get together. Honey, honey, me and you. And do the things that we like to do.
Wow, that was a huge surprise. Was not expecting to love Who Do You Love nearly as much as I did. But quite early on I turned to you with like a very puzzled look on my face like, this is really great.
Yeah.
Very self-referential, dropped references to multiple musicals, spent like the first half of the show talking about like what kind of a musical it wanted
There's a lot more to it than
be.
normal bio musicals where I was like, oh, is it going to be like all of the kind of band musicals where it's just very beat to beat to beat to beat to beat.
And it gave you those really slickly performed, polished, great choreographed disco numbers, and sounded great and looked great and gave you like a panache opening number that a lot of people might want, just like that kind of traditional entertainment, but way more thoughtful than I was expecting that show to be, which I probably already said in a review video that you can find on TikTok, on Instagram, wherever.
Also, they have QR codes for a digital program. So you can find out all about the cast. There's a forward from him himself. There's like, basically it's a full program, which does give me the vibes that it's ATG and they're like,
it's being produced by ATG Productions, which is interesting.
I like that because there's so many shows that we're seeing that if we didn't get press releases, you would never know who was in these shows.
Fairly enough, that is a bugbear of Aeron James. Also, they gave us stickers. So we got, there you go, 2 stickers so far, which is always my Edinburgh Fringe side project. How many stickers can we get? Day 1, 2 stickers, going well. You will notice it is raining, which is why we have huddled in this university building.
And we need to go to a different venue.
We need to go back to Gilded Balloon Patahoose.
Yeah, we've not been there this trip, so...
We haven't been there. No, this will be our first Gilded Balloon show of the trip, and we're going to dash there in the rain. It's not raining too badly, but it's raining too badly for you, vlogging camera, so you're going to go away, and we will see you when we get there. We made it to Gilded Balloon Patahoose. That is the vibrant pink you are seeing all around, and we are at the bar because we've had food, but we've reached the time of the day. 4 shows in, about to see number 5, where I need an alcoholic beverage, and that is a gin and lemonade. And Aeron has got a Riviera passion fruit martini slush. Decadent. Very nice. Here is said slush. Here is my humble gin and lemonade. A Beefeater gin, and a double no less. You can see sparkly walls. You can see lovely foyer, many stairs in Gilded Balloon Patahoose. Auditoria across various different levels. And this lovely series of balconies. And always a statement piece in the entryway here. It has started raining a little bit, so more people just hanging out in the building. And everywhere you look, lots of pink. Climbing the stairs. All the way up. Multiple levels up. Stairs and then more stairs. Made better by the gin and tonic. Not tonic, lemonade. It's been a day. So this is the big inn at the top of Gilded Balloon Patahoose. And that is the stage featuring Roman columns. Grecian columns? Who's to say? I forget my GCSE Latin. But this is Pop-Off Michelangelo. That was amazing. Another great surprise. Having a great day of fun surprises. Heading back out into the rain. I'll see you at Summer Hall. I think it's minimally rainy enough that you're not going to get water damage, but tell me if you're feeling damp. Yeah, we're now going to different shows, but we had, and I mean this quite literally, a gay old time at Pop-Off Michelangelo. The thing that will make me scream the most in a theatre is an unexpected musical theatre reference, because it was lots of like gay jokes, drag race jokes. No one laughed at Monet and Bob. That was such a funny line, and I laughed a good like 5 full seconds afterwards. But and I don't want to spoil it for you, but there are some ingenious, and not just like Wicked, we're talking like Parade, Fun Home, musical theatre references, Sondheim in that show. I screamed. A reference to the Legally Blonde movie, a reference to Marissa Tomei giving a reference to the air rights in Burlesque. Marissa Tomei giving the prosecution is wrong. Like, my God, immaculate vibes at Pop Off Michelangelo. The title song is also a bop.
Yeah.
It's left my head. It'll be back tomorrow and I'll be singing it all day.
But that's the thing, when you watch Fringe shows, you'll be like, oh, I can't remember the song, and then they have some things to say.
Yeah. Aeron James's evening is only getting gayer.
Yes.
Because you are heading to what? Or to whom?
Ruben K.
Ruben K. One of my favourite cabaret performers of all time. Ruben K. performs his solo show every year, pretty much, at the Edinburgh Fringe, and also hosts the K-Hole on a Friday and Saturday night. We're not here on any Friday and Saturday nights this year. Our friend Amy went last night, and I'm devastated not to be going to the K-Hole because it is an annual tradition. But I've seen Ruben's solo show before, and I'm glad Aeron is now getting to. I'm going to Summerhall to go and see a show called Hyper, and then we are coming back together for Dylan Mulvaney's cabaret, which is very exciting. So I'm going to trek over to Summerhall, which is a little bit of a walk, but I can drop Aeron off en route and then show you what Summerhall is like. That's a venue we will be visiting a lot this week because they do a lot of like prestigious, artsy, exciting theatre. Normally on a weekend evening this bit would get real busy around this time, but I think the weather and the fact it's a Sunday, not a Saturday, and it's still early in the month. That's a very good point. This will, on a Friday and Saturday night, get crazy. But for now, onwards to, feels like we're winding down for the evening. 3 more shows. Like, very much 3 more shows. So let's do it! I am pointing you forwards, rather than pointing you at my face, because I am keeping you dry under the brim of my baseball cap. I won't let go, Jack. I won't let go. We're walking to Summerhall, which is an old, like a scientific lecture building, I believe, because they have spaces called like the dissection room, etc. And it's behind that tall building you can see on the horizon, so it's further away than I thought, so I shouldn't have just dawdled and filmed my last review, but I'm doing well and I'm staying up to date with my reviews of the shows. We have seen 5, we have filmed 5 reviews. I'm going to send them to Ellie later tonight, and hopefully she's going to caption them and edit them for me to cut out the rambling so I can get them posted as soon as possible for the benefits of people at the Edinburgh Fringe wanting to know what to see, but also for the benefits of the companies to use in their promotional materials if they choose to. If I didn't love it, then they probably won't. But honestly, I'm not giving like, this was amazing or this was terrible. Everything is constructive and everything has pros and cons thus far. But stay tuned, because that may change. Here she is. This is Summerhall. We'll be back here all day on Wednesday for the tent, the roundabout tent in the back. But for now, we're here for a show called Hyper, which will be inside, which is good because it's drizzly. Oh my goodness. I've just seen Hyper. Didn't film the bowing at the end because a very exposing, raw, emotional, very close, very small, intimate room. Probably only about, a capacity of maybe like 28. Anywhere between like 28 and 36 maybe, but I've been seeing musicals all day, frivolous, silly, light-hearted for the most part. That was considerably weightier, hard-hitting, intense, and a lot. I'll try and tell you more about it. But also, I have another show in 24 minutes. So I'm going to go back to where I left Aeron at the Assembly George Square. I used to be able to get out this side door. I'm hoping this still works. Emergency exit not for general use. Well, that told me, didn't it? Okay, the rain's not so bad. This will be fine. It remains a light drizzle. Yeah, very hard-hitting play. It utilised several different theatrical techniques in order to position the audience to better engage with that concept empathetically. And it's something I found really interesting, which is why I booked in to see the piece, and the fact that they were using technology and pitch shifting technology and proxy performers in order to sort of warp and play with the sense of how they can be seen and how they can be heard and listened to and really received, and what it takes to ensure that with a broad audience, but also kind of bookending the piece with the acknowledgement and the statement that this play was not for the audience, which is a really interesting concept as well. What it was incredibly cathartic, very hard-hitting, very interesting, very emotional from my perspective. But yeah, thinking about that one a lot. And then tonally different, I imagine, but related, I'm now going to see like what is essentially not the debut cabaret performance, because she's been performing, but certainly one of the most prominent performances from Dylan Mulvaney, who within the last year or so has emerged as one of the biggest, certainly within the social media world, one of the biggest female transgender voices. And so I think that contextualization is going to be really interesting to then go into that show, and I love her. I think she's great, and I'm really excited to go and see her cabaret and find out what that's about. As I say, from the materials from the rehearsal images I've seen from the title of the show, which is called Fag Hag, I dare say it's something tonally quite different, but I think the weight of that and the sort of inescapable plight of the transgender community is an important thing to carry in your mind, even in a show that might present a lighter narrative. So I'm grateful for being able to do that, really. And that's also the beauty of the Edinburgh Fringe. Sometimes you go from one show to another completely unrelated, and on other occasions it just sort of builds on the same idea. There are often themes and popular topics that kind of come back around again, and so I will keep you posted on that front. I'm nearly back at the Assembly George Square Gardens, which is where Dylan Mulvaney's show is, and I'm going to be seeing it with Aeron and Amy, so I'm going to go find them in the queue and maybe have a dessert. I don't know if they still have, I don't know if this is the ones that do the donuts, or if that's Underbelly, and if they even still do them at 9:30 on a Sunday night. So this is Assembly George Square Gardens, and I lied because this is not where Dylan Mulvaney is. It is where Aaron's last show was, but it's not where he is now. But I did also find the donuts. There you go, and I'm about to get 3 hot donuts with milk chocolate sauce, and I'm very happy about that. And then I'm going to go find Aeron and Amy and Dylan Mulvaney. And here they are. Look at those majestic donuts. I used to go for the white chocolate sauce, and it just tastes sort of like watery. I've tried it 2 years in a row now, and both times I've been disappointed. So, contrary to my usual preference, which would be a white chocolate moment, gone for the milk chocolate, because I'm trying to learn from the past. It's a new thing for me. It's been a couple hours because I
had a very stressful.
I bought some donuts, and then it was raining, and I was going to try and find the queue to Dylan Mulvaney, and then I dropped you, and then I thought you were broken for 2 hours. Loved Dylan Mulvaney's show, and now we're at the Silence of the Lambs parody, and none of us have seen the film this is based on, and it's... I thought you said none of us have.
Amy's our expert.
Oh, okay. Then we're fine. Then this is okay. Then only we're being irresponsible here. Good. Fine. The point is, you're alive, and I don't have to go and find a weird curries in the corner of Edinburgh tomorrow at 8 a.m. It's all going to be okay. The show is starting. I sound very peppy, don't I? I don't know if I feel peppy. Slept for like at least 6.5 hours because we were up late chatting about, I mean, we only got back after half midnight because that's the time that Silence the Musical finished. And then we were up late chatting with all our friends about what everyone had seen, because everyone had seen slightly different configurations of shows and like the best thing everyone had seen, comparing notes, planning for what was then tomorrow, which is technically now today. And then myself and Kate and Grace have come to get coffee on the way to a 9:55 show. That, fun fact, I added to my schedule because I had a gap and Kate had it on their schedule. And I was like, oh, I won't make Kate go to a 9:55 a.m. show. We'll go together. That'll be cute. And then Kate took it off their schedule. And I only realised this yesterday, so I made Kate put it back on. So now we're going together. And now Grace is coming as well. They're getting coffee from Starbucks. I got a muffin. I got a strawberry muffin from Coffee House. And it's huge. I was like, do I really need the polystyrene box and the fork? But turns out, maybe yes I do, because it's a large muffin. But yes, joining you from the Royal Mile. Many flyers, many performers, many tour groups, much Edinburgh. Also the Fringe shop where you can get your Fringe merchandise. I'll show you that at some point this week. But for now, in about 15-20 minutes, that's a random piece of foam on the floor. I don't know what that's about. In about 15-20 minutes, we're going to see a horror play at 9:55 a.m. You see why I didn't want to go alone. It's called Bird Watching. It's at the Space on the Mile. And we're going to find out. Oh my god, hey, we are inside of a Radisson Blu hotel. Pan to friends, pan to friends, pan to friends. Yay. This lighting is a choice. I'm going to put you up here. Yeah, we're inside a Radisson Blu hotel that for the benefit of the month of Edinburgh, it's also a Fringe venue. It's also the Space on the Mile where we're about to see bird watching that is not going to be nearly... Listen, Ocean at the End of the Lane already traumatized me about the birds with those beaks. So if this is actually about birds and it's horror, and I hope this doesn't ruin birds for me.
And it's gay.
That's nice. Is it gay?
It is gay.
I didn't know. Honestly, so much. Honestly, everything is at this point, and I'm thrilled about it.
Thank you so much for coming. Please, if you like the show, please leave us a review on edfringe.com or tweet about us. This year we've partnered with Strut Safe. They're a phone line that anyone can call when walking home alone at night. They're a fantastic organisation and we're taking donations from them in that Tupperware. Thank you so much again for coming, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your Fringe. Thank you.
Wild MickeyJo here as well.
Hello. My friends at Potty the Plant that we enjoyed last year, flying on the Mile. It's Potty the Plant himself. How many other title characters are flying their own shows, honestly? That's commitment. And also, they're using my 5 stars on the poster. Isn't that cute?
Young children.
You too can enjoy this at the Edinburgh Fringe. So Kate and I are heading to our next show that we're seeing with some of the others, Barbara and Kenneth. Think Barbie and Ken, you get it. And this is a great way to show you crossing from Old Town, where we've been spending all of our time thus far, over to New Town. There you go. And you can also see many of Edinburgh's historic buildings. You can just about see the castle over there. That's Assembly Hall, where I think we're going to try and see Swamp-lesque, the Shrek Burlesque, tomorrow night. I need to request press tickets, because that's a fairly last-minute plan. But yeah, over to New Town. We have arrived at our next venue. This is Greenside at George Street. I've been to a few Greenside venues before, none yet this trip, and not this one. So excited. You can see all of the shows that they have on at this venue, and we're here to see Barbara and Kenneth, and we're waiting for more of our friends. They're probably getting coffee. We have found Aeron and Lebowski, who briefly went missing. Hi. You look like scouts because of the lanyards. Do you know what I have an awful lot of time for is an actual... Oh look, you can see my camera. An actual, legitimate, comfortable, like a proper theatre seat. This is the Forest Theatre in Greenside, and let me show you the stage. Spoiler alert, it's pink. No, it is not Legally Blonde. It is Barbara and Kenneth. With, I believe, original music. So I'm very excited. Enjoyed Barbara and Kenneth, mostly Barbara, very much. and fun to see after Dylan Mulvaney's show. At this point, you start to see like themes and vibes and similarities. Filmed a couple more reviews, trying to keep up with that. On the treadmill now of the Edinburgh Fringe, just like trying to keep pace with it. We're doing one of those classic Fringe treks from one venue to another, going from Newtown back to Old Town, where I think we're spending the rest of the day, heading to the Pleasance Dome for Burning Down the Horse. Burning Down the Horse. This is the world famous Frankenstein and Beer Keller, which apparently my American friend Jeremy has been to. I have not. I only ever come here for the Fringe. I don't have time to enjoy myself. This is the famous Greyfriars Bobby statue that I've just been telling Kate about, because it's Kate's first time in Edinburgh. You've got to touch his nose for good luck. Or not, if you respect his boundaries. We have arrived at Bristow Place, Bristow Square, whatever you want to call it. McEwen Hall over there, that's where Rob Madge is performing in My Sons Are Queer. Seen shows there before. We're going to the Pleasance Dome now, which is over there. You can see the flight shipping container, Darkfield, immersive experience, terrifying show. That's the Underbelly box office over there. And some more of their venues. We were there last night for Silence, the musical. And this whole thing in the middle here is a lovely beer garden. They sell some Underbelly merchandise. They do snacks. Good vibes all around, and more flyers, always more flyers. We have made it to the Queen Dome in the Pleasance Dome for Burning Down the Horse, where there's a little bit of pre-show activity going on, as you might be able to see. Okay, well, having successfully just sacked Troy, good job us, heading over to Come Dine With Me, the musical. Nothing if not variety. I swear at some point on this trip I'm seeing like serious plays and legitimate like new writing and things.
Sure, I believe you.
Today's a day of just, again, it's just like all of the musicals. That was not a musical, but that was also a comedy sketch.
There was a song.
There was a song. There was a song. It's very windy all of a sudden. We've angered the gods with Burning Down the Horse. We're going to grab... I might have my first cider of the Edinburgh Fringe en route to Come Dine With Me that starts in about 8 minutes and 28 seconds. Strictly speaking, I want lunch, but drinks happen faster, so Aeron is getting us some peach and raspberry recorderlegs. This is the queue to our show. It's this kind of proximity that allows you to make these last minute things, because the queue is going in, the show starts very quickly. As soon as they let those queues in, they fill the space, and the shows start very soon afterwards, usually. So we are playing with just enough fire, and it's all going to be okay. You can take drinks into almost all venues that I'm aware of, so it's all good. So while you're at the Edinburgh Fringe, it's very important to stay nourished and healthy, and so we're enjoying a hearty lunch of Love Hearts, courtesy, the queue is moving, courtesy of I Love You, You're Perfect Now Change, that you can see at the Edinburgh Fringe, and cider. We're doing it well. Theme of the day is pre-show interactive with this camera crew interrogating the audience of Come Dine With Me, the musical.
On an episode of Come Dine With Me.
Cameraman's not filming the person with the microphone.
Right, let's have selfies. Come on, come behind you here, look. Come dine with me. Hi, babes. Got no budget for physiotherapy either. So what we get?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Oh, fine. You're actually very heavy.
Okie dokie, we have dined. We have 25 minutes to now hopefully actually dine and get some lunch. We have left everyone else inside the venue. What happened to our shorter friends? We have Ashley.
Hi.
Enjoying your day?
It's been a great day.
Seeing 9 shows today, Fools. Fools the both. We are browsing food options at pace. I just watched a whole show about eating. Oh, I've had chicken scoop before. Do I get another chicken scoop? Fireball, Neapolitan pizza, Mimi's Bakehouse. I will see you later. Barnacles and bones. Do I want a burger? I don't know. Maybe the chicken scoop? I don't know, everybody. While I was resolving a press query, Aeron got me this cone full of chicken with a Korean sort of a glaze. Apologies for the woman who swore loudly as she walked past me, but listen, it's that kind of a month for everyone, as I just told the press team. No worries, everything is fine. We're going this way to assembly checkpoint. We have 5 minutes, which is actually plenty of time. We're back in the central sort of beer garden food stall area of Bristow Place, which has some live music, maybe, or just music from the speakers, I don't know. I have a nice biscotti brownie situation from Mimi's Bakehouse, which is up there behind me. They also do gluten-free brownies, so Aaron's got a triple chocolate brownie as well. We've created a queue, there you go, influencing in real time. Did not love the last show, but that happens. And listen, it's Edinburgh Fringe, you go from one to the next. And I'd been finding a way to enjoy everything thus far. And so, you know, I was starting to worry, am I being too nice? Do I just love everything? Am I just a theatre fan? And I am. The last show was not for me, and will be for other people. I think everything is enjoyed by someone. I was not the person for that show. But that is okay, because in like 25 minutes time, we have another one. And we're going to Our Little Secret, the 23andMe musical, with really no idea of what to expect, but I'm going to eat this brownie and then go find out. Heading back down to Gilded Balloon Patterhouse, which is not where I thought our next show was, thank goodness, for Aeron James, who knows what's up. And it's reminded me that this next one, Our Little Secret, the 23andMe musical, was the winner of the best of the Montreal Fringe.
It was at Montreal Fringe.
There you go, there you go.
No, Toronto.
Oh, was it Toronto?
Toronto.
Toronto, yes. My brain is mush. Because we were there during Toronto Fringe, hence the connection. Yes, we're now seasoned Canadian travellers, don't you know?
Kafka's Metamorphosis was Montreal.
There you go. Which, you mean Kafka's Metamorphosis, the musical with puppets?
Yes.
Which, are you seeing that next week?
Yes.
Aeron is. I currently am not, but I might have to try and change that, because who don't love puppets? We're back in Gilded Balloon Patterhouse. Let's find the show we're seeing. We were here yesterday. Was it yesterday or was it an entire week ago? I've lost all sense of time. Pop off Michelangelo, pop off Michelangelo. And today it's Our Little Secret, the 23andMe musical. Here's the thing about a queue at Gilded Balloon Patterhouse. If a show's on the top floor, the queue will start on the bottom floor and queue all the way up. But if a show is on the basement level, below the ground floor, the queue will start at the top and queue all the way down. So I have gone to the top floor to queue down 3 more floors. And I'm taking one for the team. So Aeron and Amy did also not have to walk up all of the stairs. It's Party the Plant. It's Party the Plant with MickeyJoTheatre on the poster for 5 stars. Oh, I'll show you. This is quite novel. This is not just a flyer, as we've been seeing elsewhere. This is actually a teeny tiny program. It tells us about the writers and the performers and the producers. This is what I have been missing. Thank you, Our Little Secret, the 23andMe musical. Look at all of these credits and all of this relevant information. I'm also consistently intrigued by this space and like these things on the walls down here. This is the same space where I've seen Potty the Plant before and On Your Bike last year and a great show I saw a few years ago called Scream Phone. Many good memories down here in Gilded Balloon Patterhouse.
The producer, and Ryan Peters, the composer of the music.
We are walking to the Dome. Everybody back to the Dome. Returning back to the Pleasance Dome. I've reached Delirium. Was that show number 6? Yes? Yes. 6th show today. Feels still quite early in the afternoon. It's not. It must be like 6:30. I don't feel dinner hungry, but that's because we had a very late lunch. going back to the Pleasance Dome to see a show. That woman on the street looks like Rachel McAdams, but it's not. What are we seeing? What are we seeing? One-man musical by Flo and Joan, which I have reason to believe is, without this being at all present in the marketing, a nod to a certain British musical theatre composer, and I will tell you more momentarily. Okay, I've been catching up on reviews. Amy is again seeing this next show with us. They have gone inside. I think it's in one of the domes. I can never find the specific different venues inside of Pleasance Dome. I always historically struggle. Is it in this one? No, not in that one. There is a board. Oh, I have it on the tickets on my phone. It shows in like 3 minutes. I was just trying to get more reviews done. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Queen Dome. Oh, I was there earlier. Back in the Queen Dome. This is fine, everybody. It's all going to be fine. I think they've already gone in. I hope they've saved me a seat. We are back where we were for Burning Down the Horse, and Aeron got me an Iron Brew, which I will enjoy while I watch One Man Musical, having just watched a One Man Musical that was not called One Man Musical. Welcome to the Edinburgh Fringe. Okay, you all specifically are not ready.
I'm waiting for people to see that show and tweet you instantly after.
My goodness.
So you straight after.
So this is, if you know Flo and Joan, musical comedians who I've never before associated with the musical theatre sphere, but evidently they're fans. Hold on, very echoey tunnel. Echoey tunnel. Not the one, not the one. I'm merging, recalibrating. We're back. Flo and Joan. So this is a musical written by Flo and Joan. They're also performing as themselves here at the festival. And I know them as writing comedy songs.
Yeah.
But this was a show called One Man Musical. I only just added this to my schedule because I was like, oh, Flo and Joan, writing a show called One Man Musical. Sure. Did not know at that point, found out since, that it was about Lord Sir King Andrew Lloyd Webber. Of the Kensington Lloyd Webbers. And just like spoofing his public persona and staying legally far enough away by not using any of his songs, by teasing at like the vibes and the melodies of his songs, but by using his entire name and several details about his life. So watch that space legally. But yeah, hilarious, hysterically funny, just a very well performed solo show, even if it was just a character who happened not to be Lloyd Webber, but given extra resonance by poking fun at all of that as well. Obviously spoke to me profoundly, hysterically funny. But if you're still in time, if you're at the Fringe and you enjoy my content, chances are that you would have a lot to enjoy about One Man Musical, aka the Andrew Lloyd Webber bio-musical parody. Brilliant.
One Man Drusical.
One Man Drusical, alternate title. Brilliant, ingenious, and I'm obsessed with the fact that people could very easily go to that and have no idea what it's about until they get there. But I'm trying to spread the word so that the people who would go and see Andrew Lloyd Webber the musical know that that is basically happening right now at the Pleasance Dome nightly. So go along and see it. In the meantime, I need to message my good friend Luke Bayer to let him know that we are en route to his show, because saw him last night at Silence, trying not to get hit by a car, and he said let me know when you're in, and I hadn't realised that was today, so gonna give him a good old meeting friends at the street, gonna give him a good old Instagram message to let him know that we're coming to see Diva live from hell in 20 minutes time. There is indeed food now at Underbelly Cowgate. We have tacos, we have gyoza over there, we had some hot subs, and just through there is the purple glow of theatre. We're joining the Diva line because it starts in 10 minutes, and we're not yet hungry, but we're here for the next show as well. And I just asked, and apparently the food places are open until midnight, but like they can't confirm that. But I just need them to be open until 10 p.m, so that is fine. We've been playing very fast and loose with our timings today because we have been the last people in to multiple shows. Only slightly stressful. This looks blue on my screen. Maybe it looks purple to you by the time you're seeing this. But this is Underbelly Cowgate. Does sort of feel like caves. We are waiting to go in for Diva Live from Hell. It's after the start time, so it's going to be going up a little bit late, but that's okay. And they're adjusting the sold-out board for today's performances. Today is one of the 2-for-1 days at the start of the month. Some of the first few weekdays in August are usually 2-for-1 days because they're slightly harder sells than like a weekend or later in the month when shows have built momentum. And lots of shows sold out today, although some are being erased. I don't know what that means. Did they get more tickets? Did they change their mind? On this particular occasion, I have no concern about the show going up late because we're here again afterwards for the next one. But I was going to go to the bathroom, and I don't really need to, I only kind of need to. I didn't think I had time, but I did. And now I'm sad about that. But I think I'm going to get dumplings up. Do you know what we're going to get afterwards?
We have to have
The tacos.
Okay, but I think
You have to have the tacos. You get to have the tacos. You do have to have the tacos because they're the only gluten-free offering in. I mean, this venue I don't think had any hot food provision last year, so progress being made. We're moving. We're heading into the belly button. We're going to hell, where the show is set. Yeah. And this is what hell looks like. Only in the literal sense, of course. I'm very excited to be here to see the lovely and talented Luke Bayer, and that's my friend Ben over there in the band as well, in Diva Live from Hell. We saw this at the Turbine years ago. I never officially reviewed it then, so I'm excited to subsequently now let you know what I thought of the show. But evidently I came back for more. And we got our food. There we go. Aeron James is enjoying tacos from this lovely taco place. And I have got little gyozas, little chicken dumpling situation. Can't be mad about it. We're going to go cautiously stand near the queue for Diary of a Gay Disaster, which is forming out here. But they've got to they're in the same space as Diva Live from Hell, which had a whole set. They've got to get out, so there's going to be some changeover time, but we don't know when they're going to go in because the time they were scheduled to start was when Diva Live from Hell was finishing. So could be any minute now, but I think it's probably going to be at least another 5 or 10. This is me attempting to post my first review on Threads and share via Instagram, but the Wi-Fi is not Wi-Fiing, so I'm walking to... Okay, I'm getting notifications, but mine aren't. That's not fair. I'm trying to... walking somewhere with better signal. Maybe not in the cave. Maybe outdoors. And then only 25 minutes delayed after Diva came down half an hour late. Shout out to the tech teams working hard to turn these shows around. We're now back in the same space for Diary of a Gay Disaster. You can see they've transformed the space. The floor is gone. The band is gone. New setup. And are we sat in exactly the same spot? Very possibly. Very possibly. It's like we didn't even left, except I can still taste lovely gyoza, so I know that I did. As you may have noticed, seen a lot of gay shows the last few days, and I don't know about you, fiancé of mine, Aeron James, but I'm starting to think, are we gay? I feel like, I don't know, just a little bit.
The Fringe is a little gay.
Yeah, no, I mean, the Fringe is very gay, and love that for all of us.
Probably the best music I've heard of this Fringe so far.
Yeah, great music, great harmonies, banging tunes. Loved that. I don't know about the title. Controversial. Is it like a commercial decision because like people love like gay shows, but like if they specifically said, because it's about lesbian issues, and if that was the title, would it be harder to get people in? I don't know. But then are there like lesbians at the Fringe who would like really resonate with that, who don't know that that's what that is?
Yeah.
Because it sounds like it's something else.
Yeah.
I don't know. And not to say that they can't also embrace that label.
Well, I mean, a lot of women like to be called, like, prefer gay than lesbian.
Yeah.
So there's also that as well.
Yeah, I guess it's weighing like their identity with like the perception. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole hard thing about titles and branding. Anyway, 8 shows down, and that's day 2. Day 2 done. A slightly earlier finish tonight, by which I mean 1:45.
Yeah.
Also, Edinburgh Castle is lit up in a rainbow flag. You can't see it anymore. Just over the crest of that. Literally, it's a very gay Monday. Yeah. Day 2 done. Our friends are still at House of Cleopatra that we're not seeing until next week.
Yep.
They're there for another like 45 minutes. So I think our plan is to go back to the hostel. I'm going to desperately try and get some of these reviews uploaded to start telling all of these shows and theatre companies how much I enjoyed their work, so they can start using that in their promotional materials, or not if I didn't like it. And then we might head back out to go and meet them if places are staying open on this Monday night.
It's very tricky to know. We don't really know what the vibes are.
We'll find out. But we're in Edinburgh with all of our friends, so may as well. Yeah. Hello. I'm in the hostel. Spoiler alert. We did go back out only at the Edinburgh Fringe, but I get back to my accommodation around midnight and then like tread water for half an hour and then wait to hear about where I'm going to go back out until 2 a.m. and have a shot and a double vodka lemonade and a cocktail at a bar. We went to Dropkick Murphy's. It was a good vibe. They had live music. We had a great time. I left like a few minutes ahead of everyone else to walk another friend who is staying at this hostel in a different room back. Everyone else will be back soon. I bought a Galaxy cookie crumble bar to eat in bed because self-care is important in the Edinburgh Fringe, and I'm trying to treat myself with grace, which, and by grace, I mean eating a Galaxy cookie crumble bar at 2 a.m. in bed. Good morning. I am leaving the hostel for another exciting day at the Edinburgh Fringe. We're heading to the Traverse Theatre for a play beginning at 10 a.m, which is always a staple of my Fringe trips, because the shows at Traverse do different times every day, which makes it challenging to schedule. Thank you so much. Which makes scheduling it challenging. But one of the few things you can see at 10 a.m. if you're trying to see as much as possible. Where is Aeron? I found everyone. Yay! We have come into Kilted Donut because people need coffees. I do not drink coffee, but I will enjoy donuts. I might do like a breakfasty one, whatever a breakfast donut is, which might be a French toast, it might be a cinnamon swirl, but they're all looking at me. So this is Kilted Donut, where everyone is getting coffee and donuts right now. Aeron is grabbing me a donut, and this is Grassmarket. So this is where we are staying. I'll show you the view from our hostel at some point. Our hostel is just that building there, but we have a lovely view of the castle. That is Edinburgh Castle. If you didn't know Edinburgh has a castle, there it is. Why would I lie? Cowgate, where we saw Diva and Diary of a Gay Disaster, just over there last night. And yeah, it's a part of Edinburgh. So like I said, seeing a 10 a.m. show at Traverse this morning. Traverse is very near us this year. Almost every other year Traverse has been a giant trek, and I just remember like nearly being late for Traverse shows and running across the gardens, or just like running across the city. And this year only 8 minutes away. Hopefully that means we don't get in the habit of leaving it too late and we have to run those 8 minutes, but it's just a very short walk in that direction, which is exciting because I love Traverse. Traverse is a theatre all year round, as opposed to all of these like lecture theatres and club spaces and leisure spaces that get turned into performance spaces during the Edinburgh Fringe. Traverse is just always a theatre, and you will see very put together, very professional, very produced pieces of often Scottish written and developed theatre, not exclusively but often. And this morning we're going to go see a play called The Sound Inside, which is not new writing because it's already been a Tony-nominated play by Adam Rapp, I think. So going to go check that one out, and only seeing 6 shows today, which I'm grateful for because I'm hoping that means I get a chance to catch up on my reviews. Right now I'm like 8 reviews behind, and I don't want that to hit double figures if I can help it. I've got like an hour and a half after The Sound Inside, and I'll have to come back this way, so I might go just back to the hostel and film a bunch more reviews. We will see, but those are the best laid plans of Mickeys and Men. This is a cinnamon swirl donut. And I'm leading everyone down a little shortcut to Traverse Theatre. There's a set of stairs at the end of this road, and then you're basically there. So this is the Traverse Theatre. This is a theatre, everybody, where they have TravFest 24. Many great shows here. I'm seeing most, if not all of them, not quite all of them, but many of the shows in TravFest 24. They've also got a little script bookshop, so you can get the scripts if you like plays. A little cafe downstairs, 2 spaces. One of them is small and intimate, the other one is large and has a crazy rake, like a really steep seating section. There's a flat 4 at the front if that intimidates you. But yeah, I actually don't know which one we're in this morning. We're going to find out. I'm showing you myself rather than the stage because we're on the front row of this. This is the larger Traverse 1 space with the very steep rake, and this show is sold out. And we're on the front row, accidentally. I'm panning up to the stage. There it is. As you can tell, lots to look at. This is my favourite thing about the walk back from Traverse to Grassmarket and Cowgate, is this view of the castle. It's the back of the castle, but it's very cool just casually saunter past big old castle. So we had a little bit of a gap, kind of for the first time. This is the most substantial gap in my schedule so far, which I remember being annoyed about when I was putting it all together, and now I'm just very grateful for the gaps because it meant I got a little bit of review filming done. I did 2 more. The journey from Traverse to Underbelly Cowgate, which is our next venue, brought us right past the hostel, so we went up for a brief pit stop. Aeron is about to come down and meet me because I've been standing on the street filming reviews. Oh, that sounded like bin collection. I thought the bin collectors were on strike. Maybe it's been resolved. I hope they got what they wanted. Heading back over to Underbelly Cowgate. The nutrition of the Fringe has caught up with me. A little bit of stomach pain today. Did have a large donut for breakfast. Did have a chocolate cookie crumble bar that I did not show you in bed at 2:30 last night. Or maybe I did. I don't remember because everything's a blur. Ooh, cakes. Learned nothing. I don't think... well, we're not going to have time for lunch between now and the next show because it's in like 10-ish minutes just over in Cowgate, just over here. Might grab something in between that. I'm going to the Pleasance Courtyard afterwards for the long run, though I hope to walk there.
I have a big gap.
Aaron's got a big gap. You're going to go get some lunch?
Yeah, I think so, and just vibe.
And then I'm meeting you post Pleasance Courtyard.
In Pleasance Courtyard.
Oh, I'll just stay there then. For Gwyneth Goes Skiing. Indeed. Perfect. Yeah, so we're doing later today the double Gwyneth Paltrow double bill.
Yes.
With Gwyneth Goes Skiing, Lena Scarp's play, performance art piece about the Gwyneth Paltrow ski trial, immediately followed by I Wish You Well, the Gwyneth Paltrow ski trial musical starring Diana Vickers at Underbelly. So I felt like it had to be done. There's 2 Gwyneth Paltrow ski trial shows. Not only must you see both, I think you must back-to-back them. I think it's obligatory. About to show you Underbelly Cowgate by day. Because it's very underground, it looks much the same. You can see the familiar purple glow of the cows, the underground cows. Moo with me. In we go for Edge of Time. So unexpectedly, got about 40 minutes before my next show. Aaron's got, I guess, an even longer gap now before we meet up for the Gwyneth Paltrow
a big gap.
double later this afternoon. I'm about to head over to Pleasance Courtyard, but I've just got a Subway sandwich from Hot Subs. I got the Scottish Cubano sandwich, which is ham, Stornoway black pudding, which is what makes it Scottish, I guess. The Isle of Arran mustard, in-house pickles, and Monterey Jack cheese. And I'm very excited about it. And I'm going to go see next The Long Run at Pleasance Courtyard, which is from New Diorama.
Yeah.
So there you go, continuing the proud tradition of seeing New Diorama shows everywhere but the New Diorama Theatre, which we've never visited. They do fantastic work. Haven't seen any of their work since Beck Martin started as the new artistic director, but this is directed by Beck Martin, previously of the Vault Festival. So very excited to see that. Also very excited for this sandwich. So there you go. And I've got plenty of time to eat it, so I won't be hungry in the long run. And I don't mean that as a turn of phrase. I do mean that quite literally, because it's the name of the show. And what a sandwich she is! Look at that, Cubanos. I say Cuba, yes. Oh dear. Cuba, yes, indeed. Delicious, lovely, and so much more than a simple grilled cheese. You know. It was just the flavour palette and the mustard. Really did something to that sandwich. Excellent work being done. Heading over to the Pleasance Courtyard by myself, which is why I'm chatting to you now about sandwiches to pass the time. Good weather day today, I think. I told you earlier it was 6 shows today. There's one other one I requested because we were due to finish at 10:30, which is very early in the world of the Edinburgh Fringe. And we have subsequently, there's another show that I'll tell you about later that Aeron suggested we go see with our friend Amy. Have I walked way too far? Have I walked to a completely wrong place? No, this is the way to Pleasance. But yes, but that press request just got approved today. I am still walking in the right direction. Doubted myself. So it's going to be 7 shows today. And I think I've got, between this week and next week, 66 now in my schedule, which is an ominous and spooky number. So maybe we need to either lose one or find one more. Preferably find one more. But also find the time in which to see one more. But as of right now, my schedule is completely sorted, and I'm not having to go to press offices and try and finagle stuff and send emails and request other shows or buy the tickets, because everything has now been approved and I've had tickets through for everything, which is kind of like the most organised I've ever been for the Edinburgh Fringe. Not to pat myself on the back, but I shall. And it's we've come a long way since my first few years at Edinburgh Fringe, where every day I would get up at 8 or whatever, very early, to go walk to the half price hut, queue up and try and buy as much of my day as possible there, and running around trying to get everything sorted. Even last year I have memories of sending emails about tickets and trying to fix things last minute. This year, calm, organised, structured, planned in advance. So, grateful to myself for that one. Doesn't mean I have lots of free time while I'm here. No, it does not. Back at the Pleasance Courtyard. My next venue is Beneath, not to be confused with Below. The names of the spaces refer to their locations-ish, which can be helpful, but when it comes to Beneath and Below, I for one find that confusing. Am I the only person here for this show? I hope not. I just said, am I early or late? Because there was no one there. Turns out, I think this is the queue. Yeah, that's the queue, hence the sign that says queue here for Beneath. Worth paying attention to the signs and talking to the helpful staff members. But that's the box office, by the way. You can see some of the press attachments there. If they manage to put any of my videos on those boards, I'll be incredibly impressed. And also a handful of food places. I kind of want a sweet treat, but I think I'm going to have to... I have no time in between this and the next one. I will wait. I'll wait until mid-Gwyneth. Between the 2 Gwyneth ski shows, I will go get a sweet treat from Underbelly, I think. I realised I didn't need to eat something sweet, I just needed to cleanse. We have cider number 2 of the Fringe, another record leg. This one is Wild Berry. The peach and raspberry one remains the best of the flavours, I think, but you gotta try them all. It's important to diversify. 2 things we'll have to see. A QR code on the door so you can scan for production info, and free fruit pastels. Cheers. This is the Beneath space here at Pleasance Courtyard. That is said bowl of fruit pastels.
Thank you all so much for coming. If you enjoyed the show, please do tell people about it. I'm at Katie Arnstein. We're #TheLongRun. I've got badges as bribery. And please do spread the word. It would be so wonderful to get as many lovely people as we've got this afternoon. So thank you so much. Please do spread the word. Enjoy your festival. Thank you.
Hello. I bring you honesty, authenticity. I've just sobbed through that last piece of theatre. Oh my gosh. In a way that I very rarely, just cried and kept crying. And I'm still crying. Because that was really beautiful. I'm gonna go meet Aeron and see a play about Gwyneth Paltrow now, which is the beauty of Fringe, to go from one of those experiences to a different one. And I'm gonna keep smiling because everyone, rightfully and kindly enough, looks very concerned about me. Because I'm crying and talking to a camera. But, oh my god, go see The Long Run at Pleasance Courtyard. Incredible piece of theatre. I found Aeron, everybody.
I'm here.
I'm still sniffling, but this is going to be an incredibly different vibe.
Yeah.
So it's all good. We are here for Gwyneth Goes Skiing and the illustrious supporting cast and the crew as well. Look at that, that's nice. Is being shown on video screens over here. Of course, Linus Karp and Joseph Martin, the writers, directors and performers. And a little bit of pre-show Gwyneth for you as well. And this is the set. This is the most set I've ever seen in any of Linus's shows. We've got tables, we've got fruit. We've got a curtain evoking the Alps. This pre-show playlist is genius. This is Suddenly I Ski.
Thank you so much for being such a wonderful, supportive, incredible audience, and a very strong supporting cast as well. Thank you.
Tonight included
my mother.
That's the shop assistant.
Yeah. People known from Sweden and speaking here in a second language. Well done, Mark.
Okay, we are heading from the yellow of Pleasance to the purple of Underbelly, from one Gwyneth to another. We're walking a different way to try and avoid the traffic lights we usually run into, and hopefully we don't get lost. I've fully lost count how many shows we've seen thus far. We're up to 17 yesterday. Today has been 4 more.
You've had one extra than me.
Yeah, I think I've just seen my 21st show.
I've done 20.
I can drink in the US. Heading over to the Big Purple Cow now in Underbelly George Square. Haven't been there yet this year, but it is of course the venue where I first saw Six, Flock the Hat, at the Edinburgh Fringe.
The first time I saw My Son's a Queer as well.
That is the first time we saw My Son's a Queer. Yes! Yes it is! Yes it is, because it was during the Fringe run that they announced the West End run at the Garrick. There you go. This weather can stay. This is, yes, that bump was just me tripping over. Possibly the digital stabilization on this camera disguised that, but I did just trip over a piece of AstroTurf. I have no idea what this area looks like when it's not the Fringe, but look at that! Big cow! Look at that big cow! And Amy! As the Legally Blonde soundtrack plays, we are inside the Big Purple Cow, where we are here to see, as you can probably tell, another Gwyneth Paltrow show. This is the Gwyneth Paltrow Ski Trial musical, I Wish You Well, hence the band, and hence the Mount Rushmore of Gwyneths. Name those Gwyneths, everybody. I see Shallow Hal, I see Shakespeare in Love, second from the left. I don't, is the left one Sliding Doors? Is the middle Talented Mr. Ripley? I don't know. Cheers. There you go. Little sip for you. Little sip. Yes. I haven't had that much, I promise. So outside of the Udderbelly, aka the Big Purple Cow, we do have this nice little poster board. You can scan the QR code for an online program, and I want to bring your attention to that little tag on the suit that says hashtag ski you in court. I can't even. I'm going to tell you a story in 3 parts. Part 1 is they announced very close together that 2 Gwyneth Paltrow shows were happening. This was pre-Fringe announcements, and I was like, I feel like both of those shows are going to go to the Edinburgh Fringe. Part 2, both of those shows went to the Edinburgh Fringe, and I was like, we need to see them both, and we need to see them both back to back for full contrast and comparison. So we have just seen 2 different shows, one technically a play, one technically a musical, both with music, about the Gwyneth Paltrow ski trial musical. Unbelievably, they both made Justin Timberlake World Tour jokes. There was more crossover as well, but it was both really gay. And now, I can happily say, slightly controversially, I never need to see another Gwyneth Paltrow ski trial show ever again. What little mileage there was, I feel like they both honestly exhausted in the first 15 minutes. But we have officially now juiced that lemon for all of the goopy juice.
No. We have
Gooped.
That lemon.
I can't, and I shan't ever again. Many food options here at Underbelly George Square, and I don't know if we're coming back here necessarily, or if we are, I have forgotten. So we're going to enjoy some fried chicken from Chicks, and I have opted for the garlic parm dressed tenders with some waffle fries and cheese sauce. I'm very excited about that. Look at all this food. Look at this frankly precarious amount of food. My goodness. This is always the problem with ordering a main and a side from one of these street food places, is if you're holding 2 containers in 2 different hands, how are you eating it? How are you eating it on the go? This is the question, and it's Fringe. I'm always on the go. I should have thought further ahead. So not sure if I mentioned or not, but we've headed to Greenside at Riddle's Court, which is on the Royal Mile, and we've coincided with the Edinburgh Tattoo. And evidently, the military and the police clear the street, and then they bring up groups of people who have been given numbers and stickers, kind of like they're starting a marathon, but instead they're heading up towards the castle. One of these years we should do this, maybe when we come to Edinburgh, not for the Fringe. What I love about Greenside venues, they are hard to miss. They are green as anything, and we are seeing Here There Be Dragons at 8 o'clock, which is a 90-minute musical. Most Fringe shows tend to be around 60 minutes. This one is a little bit longer. There is the poster. There you go. And you can see a dice there. That's what, a D12? Is it meant to be a D20? I don't think it's a D20. I think it's a D12. But yes, Dungeons & Dragons themed. And this is already played off-Broadway, which is what got much of our intrigue and attention. And it's only here between the 2nd and the 10th of August, so chances are by the time you're seeing this, it may have already closed. I apologise, there's only so much I can do. We're here at Greenside, where everything is green.
Have you been to Greenside yet? I think this is my... Oh no, we have, Barbara and Kenneth, my gosh.
I thought you were asking them. I thought you were like, have you been to Greenside yet? Tiny people inside the new vlogging camera.
We haven't been to this one though, since... we didn't come at all last trip.
Not since How to Live a Jellicle Life?
Yeah, I think so.
2 Fringes ago. We're ready for the show to start. I'm not deliberately hiding at the back, but the front few rows aren't raked, and these ones are, and I like to be able to see over people's heads. Getting ready for Here There Be Dragons, which I can't help but say in a piratey voice. Walking down, not too far, to our next venue, Assembly Hall, for the very impromptu last-minute show, which is Swamplesque, the Shrek Burlesque. We started the day with a very serious and hard-hitting play, and we are ending it with Shrek-themed burlesque. You heard me correctly. Universal Studios tried to sue, and they did not win. And Swamplesque endures at the Edinburgh Fringe. This is Assembly Hall, which has a fantastic view over the city of Edinburgh. Old Town behind it, New Town in front, and I have not seen a show here since my very first trip to the Edinburgh Fringe, where I ran past my parents in the foyer and said I can't stop, I have to go to a burlesque, and once again, I'm back for another burlesque, only without my mother to hand me a Lucozade. And we're under siege! I'm joking, it's the tattoo. We went from yellow to purple, from purple to green, now from green to red, for Assembly at the Assembly Hall. The venues aren't specifically colour-coded, but honestly it does kind of line up. Aeron and Amy are getting drinks at the bar, pre-Swamplesque, the Shrek Burlesque. I'm holding the queue, but the queue has started moving and they are now behind me. This happened to them earlier when I was filming outside of Underbelly. Oh no, there's a separate part of the queue. The queue has diverged. I didn't see this coming. So Aeron James has just revealed to me that this is his first ever burlesque.
But it's definitely my first burlesque at Fringe show I've seen. I don't know first burlesque ever, because I've definitely seen
You
burlesque
see a lot of burlesques on your usual week that I don't know about?
Well, like, I've seen burlesque performers and stuff before.
Yeah.
So, like, not fresh to burlesque, but it's the first time I've seen, like, a Fringe, like, full-themed burlesque thing here. So it's exciting.
This is the same venue and the same auditorium where I saw my first burlesque a few years ago.
I've never been in here.
Which was Briefs, which is an Australian burlesque/acrobatics group. This one is Swamp Burlesque, the Shrek Burlesque, and it's, you know, it's parodying your favourite Shrek characters, but it's also dismantling and, like, opposing, like, body image conventions within the world of burlesque, which we love to see.
And it's Australian.
And it's Australian. Listen, there's a big Australian presence at the Edinburgh Fringe, and I think it's because they have a lot of Fringe festivals of their own in Australia, so it cultivates, build it and they will come, and then they will take it to Edinburgh.
It's a cool place.
We have come to Dropkick Murphy's, where we also came last night for a drink, post Swamp Burlesque, and it's crazy hat night party for the Pleasance volunteers and staff. So if you're seeing crazy hats behind me, I joked about wearing my Six hat upside down in tribute to the musical Nine. I appreciate you if you get it. Good morning, tiny people in my vlogging camera. We are walking as a group to Summer Hall, where I'm spending the whole day seeing 9 back-to-back shows at the Roundabout Tin Can in a tent, because I've seen great things there in the past, including Kathy and Stella Solve a Murder. You won't be able to see this t-shirt, but I am wearing it. Also Baby Reindeer, I first saw that at the Roundabout tent, but I always seem to choose or seem to miss out the really good things there. I seem to choose the wrong shows. So this year I'm seeing everything they have programmed for that space, back to back, 9 shows in a row, 1 venue. That is the day I am having, starting at 10:30. I hope you're excited, because you should be. We're walking through the meadows. That is Underbelly's circus hub on the meadows. Many posters over there. And I'm hoping to get something from the Summer Hall Cafe, because every time I've been there so far, that one time to see the show the other night, the cafe has been closed. So looking forward to that, and to seeing 9 back-to-back pieces of theatre in exactly the same space. Get hyped, get into it. This is Roundabout Day. It's Summer Hall, the colour of teal apparently. Yeah.
I love teal hair color.
Summer Hall, everybody. Wouldn't be Summer Hall without this primate. I've missed you, friend. I have my breakfast from the Summer Hall Cafe. Pronunciation check. Anyone? Ashley, how would you pronounce my breakfast?
Croissant tonight, croissant.
There you go, yeah.
Croissant.
We will take all or none of those. It's happening. We're walking into the tent that I'm sure used to be yellow but is now white. Also get ready to see this shot 8 more times today. Woo! Who's excited? What colour seating section are we going to sit in? Who knows?
They're all going to be white seats.
So many content warnings. So this is Roundabout. Again, get ready to see this 8 more times. Right now we're sat in the teal seating section, 3rd row.
How's it going?
And Jeremy knows people here. Guess what we did when we left the tent? We got back in the queue to go back to the tent. We're going back to the tent. This is Aaron's first time in the tent. Are you doing the next 8 now? Or do you have another go?
I'm now in every single one.
Cool, cool. I've done 1 out of 9. It was really good. It was really good. And running theme for the Fringe, one-person shows that like 15-20 minutes before the end go, oh my god, surprise, I'm not a one-person show. Oh my gosh, we're going into a tent. Look at this completely new experience we are having. Wow. We are in the magenta block. We were over there earlier.
If I remember correctly, it has a little bit of
It does have audience participation because that is the performer and they are handing out notes to people. Also, they hung up lights. This is the same tent, different vibes, different pre-show mix. Already the atmosphere has changed. Is it also going to take a dark turn? You know what? It just about could. Ben has been given a piece of paper, and when the number 7 is said, Ben has to say,
people falling over.
Lovely, lovely, good job, well rehearsed. My god, that was a piece of theatre. And you will notice from the bow footage, standing ovation, which is not something you see that much at Fringe. It's refreshing to be somewhere where the standing ovation, I think, really has to be earned. And especially for a dramatic theatrical piece where it's not like entertainment or burlesque, where it's just like a one-person show. That's a really like powerfully engaged audience. That was fantastic. Ashley and I are getting flatbread wraps, chicken and halloumi, which we just about have enough time for. Because they're making them super quick, which is great. And we're standing right next to where we're going to queue again to go back into the same tent. I cannot convey to you enough the extent to which we are very much just spending all day in this one tent. Ben, what did you get?
I got a chicken burger and some fries.
I was not prepared for that episode. Lovely. Nice grub. Here is said flatbread. Looks amazing. I have no idea how I'm going to eat it. And I've got like 10-15 minutes. We're back in the tent, everyone. We just inhaled our food. Look, they've got a whole different stage set up now, and we're in the yellow seats this time. We were there. Just dying, excuse me. Just ate a lot of flatbread. We were there, then we were over there. Now we are here, and this is bell ringers. Once again, in the tent. We got ropes. I thought they were nooses when I walked in, but now I don't think they are. They are, in fact, for ringing bells, which makes way more sense, because that's actually the name of this play. Scenes of dramatic tension on and off stage today as we, with 10 minutes before the next show, queue to try and get something from the cafe. I would also love to go to a toilet, but I don't know if that's possible. I feel like I can focus on but one thing at a time in the gaps. We are back in the space. Oh my gosh, these timings today. I loved that Millionaire Shortbread, by the way. Again, the space has transformed again completely. We have some staging. Where were they keeping these wooden hexagons? Where have they been keeping these things? We are back in these fuchsia seats. Kind of going back on ourselves now, alternating between clockwise and anti-clockwise movements. Friends are down here. Everyone's ready for yet more theatre. This show is My Mother's Funeral. Back outside. Queue already formed for the next show. I'm sure it keeps raining while we're in there, but we keep missing it. I've not been rained on yet, but it sounded like it was raining, or it was windy, or some such.
It was wind.
You thought it was wind?
Yeah, I think it's because I could see on through the gap that it was they were doing like this.
There you go. There you go. Another one. How many have we done? Was that 4? Have I seen 4?
Yeah,
That was
I've seen
4.
3.
That was 4. 4 shows, 1 tent, less than halfway. Oh my god. How long until the next one? What's the next one? Okay, the next one. How I Learned to Swim, not to be confused with the play How I Learned to Drive. I assume it's, or it's just the same play, but they've set it in water. What time? 4:10. 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Oh my god. Guess what, tiny people inside my vlogging camera? I know you're going to find this absolutely shocking, but we are once again walking into the Paynes Plough roundabout tent outside of Summer Hall. We have more trigger warnings and another slightly different configuration of our friends. And I've lost track of where we've been sitting. I feel like we just did magenta again. Should we go back to teal? We haven't done teal in ages. And then as if by magic, we are back in roundabout. I've lost count of how many shows, but the swimming pool is gone and there is a ladder and some sawdust because we are now seeing, and I entered that sentence with such confidence, play fight. There we go. We are seeing play fight. We're back in the teal because I specifically said we haven't sat in teal for a really long time and I'm starting to feel off balance. So yeah, excited to find out what's going on with the set design and see another hour of theatre in the roundabout. Oh my god, hey.
Hello, I long for longer breaks between shows.
Yes, I think I just counted. I mean, thank god the shows aren't longer. I can hack these hour at a time,
Do you know what it's
70
like,
minutes.
though? Because the gaps feel like an interval. It just feels like we're at like
A 9-act play.
Oh, it's reminded me of the end when I saw The Inheritance. I get like that
Sure.
same vibes where it's like
Sure, but you get the nice variety of like.
yeah, it's like you go in and it's a different setup.
It's like a tasting menu.
Yeah.
Rather than eating one really big dish.
I think they just wish for like a pause where it was like a meal, like meal time and meal time.
Yeah.
'Cause I think it's the fact that you have to queue. If you didn't have to get in the queue early, this time gap would feel, the time between them would feel
I think we
easier.
want to eat in the next one realistically. I don't even know what time it is. What did I do to my watch started buzzing in the last one and I panicked and I've done something
You
to
turned it into an actual clock.
but I don't know how to stop. Oh god.
And
I've
settings.
changed my watch face. Anyway, what I was going to say was today is a what? It's a type of a race and it's a chocolate bar.
Oh, marathon.
It's a marathon.
Sorry, in my head all I can think of is Toblerone because it was just mentioned in the last play.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, was what I was going to say. But yeah, we have done 6 of these, maybe?
I did 5.
I've got tones left, I've got main character energy, I've got, where is VL? VL, 1, 2, 3.
Tones, VL, main character energy.
This one here is only coming at the very end of the month. But otherwise, I'm doing the full roundabout in one day. 3 to go. I do think we're going to need to eat in the next gap. And we're the only ones seeing this next one, so maybe with our friends we put in an order to see if they can grab us some food to be
I would
ready for
like
when this
that.
finishes, so then we have the gap to eat.
Yes.
What is the gap? We're going to figure that out and get back to you. Okay, our plan is to work smarter, not harder. We are sharing this cider in the next show because an entire one each would make us need to pee too much, and there's not even the time to do that. Like if you're doing that between shows, that's basically your one activity done as well. You can eat, or you can pee, or you can be a functional human being. We have just WhatsApped our friends who are coming back for the next one at Roundabout to ask if they could meet us with food. That would be sensational. Thank goodness we're here with other people. Otherwise, what would we do today? One other hilarious thing that keeps happening is we've been asked a couple times, not at every show, it's worth saying, we've been asked the last few times if we don't mind being filmed because today's performances, seems all of them, I think. Maybe there was one that wasn't. But
My mother's funeral.
yeah, I didn't think that was being filmed. But all the other ones have been filmed, and so our answer is we don't mind because we've been in all of them. We don't know if this is for EPKs or if this is for archival purposes, but we're in all of them.
Oh, actually, when we were told was being filmed, and there were no cameras.
Oh.
Swim was not filmed. I could not see any cameras.
Oh, yeah.
But that was the first one we filmed.
We've been scanned, we're all good. What section are we going to sit in? Oh my god, we've done all of them twice. Do you have a favourite?
Sometimes I like sitting in front of the sign booth because it means I'm not watching.
I quite liked magenta. Let's go back to magenta. I'm on the top level again. We are indeed in the magenta seating section, and you're not going to believe this. There is once again a ladder in the space, but it's a different kind of ladder. Look at that. Back-to-back ladders and back-to-back shows. This next one is Tones, a hip-hop opera. So this is going to be presumably very different. There was a little bit of music in the last one, gently easing us in to the hip-hop opera we're about to enjoy for the next hour. In this continuation of our theatrical tasting menu here today at the Roundabout. I'm just going to pan up and show you the roof, I guess. You've seen a lot of different angles of this interior today. We have been given these little brochures. These have been on the seats.
They're basically postcards.
Oh, there you go.
It's individual for each one, so you can take them out as like an individual.
I didn't pick it up because I thought getting the brochure was moot after seeing literally every single show. But a cute thing to hold on to. There you go.
They have all the details of the people in it.
Oh, well, that is helpful. Okay. That came down 5 minutes late. Hopefully, maybe someone has bought us food because we have 15 minutes. Literally, the queue is already forming for VL, and just because that one came down 5 minutes late doesn't mean VL is going to go up 5 minutes late. Could still be on time. So we're going to try and eat. Our friends are here, and they've got us food. Yay! And we're back in after eating with our friends. Yay! Back in the Roundabout again. Show number 8. We are almost there. And there is a bin on stage. There's a bin on stage, everybody. We're done with ladders. It's about bins now. The ceiling is giving wicked movie. I'm excited. Only slightly fatigued. We're queuing for another peach cider from this beverage hut. I've lost the ability to be coherent because I've seen 8 pieces of theatre back to back in one tent. I've got one more and then I'll be done and I can leave the tent and not come back to the tent for another year when I'll probably do this again, because honestly, last year and in previous years I've done a lot of days where it's and then I go do a bit of Roundabout and then go elsewhere and then come back and do a bit of Roundabout. Also, they've kept to this schedule very tightly today. Very impressed. But I do think, even though nothing's been below a 1 star. Okay, 1 2-star play today, but for the most part, everything Roundabout's been pretty great. And so maybe my plan in future years is just always going to be to just have a Roundabout day. Maybe this is just the way to do it. It's been chaotic, it's been mad, it's also been theatrically rewarding. So maybe that's the plan. I'm going to drink cider now and watch one more play.
And then you're seeing another show.
And I'm seeing another show, but it's in a different place. And it will be a 10-show day. And a musicale. Have I ever done a 10-show day since my early years at Fringe? I don't know. But today, it's happening unless I die before then. We're here. We are in line for the last time at Roundabout. I have a whole cider to myself. Feeling good. This show is called Main Character Energy. Finishing our day in the Roundabout, back in the magenta, but further to the left of where we've been in the magenta, so arguably this is the last section we needed to sit in for a full perspective. I'm losing my mind. But I have a lovely peach cider, and for our last stage setup of the day, we have this little pink chaise situation, giving you very low budget, Legally Blonde. I'm so tired. I've seen so much theatre. Let's enjoy some main character energy. That is 9 shows in the Roundabout tent. Done! I can't quite believe it. You know what? The fact that there's such different vibes, the fact that different people, the fact that I had people with me, I was never alone, no one else saw all of them, but Aeron saw 8 of them, Jeremy saw 8 of them, different people came in and out of the group, we had pit stops, people bought food for us so that we could eat.
the fact that all that happened and the fact that it varied so much tonally from one show to the next made it way easier than I thought. But for all of the time I spent being like, oh, I can't wait for Wednesday because I'm not going between venues, those 20-minute, 15-minute, 10-minute gaps were killer. So something to consider when planning your Fringe. But in terms of like theatrical endurance, way easier than I thought. We are now gunning it over to the Pleasance Dome for a 10th show of the day, which was not planned until this morning. We are seeing the work-in-progress concert version of a new musical, Drop Dead Gorgeous, over at the Pleasance Dome. I will not be reviewing this because it's work in progress, but we were invited to come and see it anyway, so we're going to go do that now. It starts at 11, which is in exactly 10 minutes, but it's just over there, so it's all good. This is the King Dome, the Dome of Kings, and we're getting ready to see Drop Dead Gorgeous in concert, work in progress, Fringe, Edinburgh, Pleasance, August, Wednesday, 11 p.m, musical, the film, the movie, the show. My brain's short-circuited. It's people are going to sing things. I missed those bows, but they happened. Good morning, everybody. It is my final day of part 1 at the Edinburgh Fringe. We're coming back next week. For now, this is our last day, and the morning has brought us to the Traverse. We are back at the Traverse Theatre for my second show at the Traverse, which is So Young, the poster of which is over there. There you go. We're going to go inside, see some theatre. What's fun for those of you who engage with reviews and theatre criticism, which I dare say is most of you if you're following me here on YouTube, is at a certain point they start to add on their reviews here at the stage. And as you can see, pretty much everything is quite well liked this year at the Traverse. Lots of 4s and 5s. And this is the one we are seeing this morning. Also, hello. We are back in Traverse 1, the steepest theatre in show business, and they have a completely different set, as they have wanted to do in this space. And it kind of looks like they could do Abigail's Party on this set if they wanted to. I don't think they want to, but they have that choice. Well, that, once again, was a hell of a play. First 10 minutes, wasn't sure about it. Really grew on me, really got there, and just like really solidified itself right at the end. And I was just saying to my friend Grace, who is like one of the smartest people for talking about plays who I have ever met in my life, particularly like non-musical dramatic theatre, just brilliant mind, that the ending really cemented it as just like a very complete conversation about grief. Which has also been an emerging theme this week. I think a lot of shows, or at least a lot of the shows I have seen, have been about grief. Grief as a motivator, grief as a focus, grief as an obstacle, dramatically. And I was halfway through saying something else, and I derailed myself. But yeah, and the play could have taken a lot more like sort of chaotic directions. It could have turned into Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and it really didn't. It teased at it a couple of times, necessarily, and then I want to go and just kind of maybe even look through the script and see how it aligns with like Kubler-Ross and the various stages of grief, because so much of that gets explored, but it's also such an interesting conversation about who is grieving and who is like delaying their grief, which I guess is denial, and which I guess is a part of it as well. But there was definitely anger. And yeah, very interesting. Always interesting at the Traverse. Almost always interesting. Now I'm heading over to Pleasance Dome with a donut to go and meet Aeron, who is currently up by George Square. I've gone for the Cookie Explosion donut, which I think is a less breakfasty flavour. I was going to get one this morning, and I was like, no, I'm going to wait till I get hungrier and then have Cookie Explosion. That's a bit of me right there. And I am very excited about it. Walking to Pleasance Dome for the next show is I Really Do Think This Will Change Your Life, which I believe is all about like multi-level marketing schemes. So I'm meeting Aeron here on the green AstroTurf, sort of beer garden, street food area
in Bristow Square. Interesting that this is the quietest I've seen it all week, and I was surprised how busy it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because I was like, this is like weekend energy, and I think it's because the Fringe was having 2-for-1 performances, kind of across the festival, many 2-for-1 shows. At the start of the week, made this a lot more popular. That's McEwen Hall, where My Sons Are Queers, I think I told you that already. That's Aeron James. We're heading into the Dome, where we were last night for Drop Dead Gorgeous. And young Pleasants are out flyering and just tried to hand me a flyer, and I said, I'm sorry, I don't have time to see it, but I've heard it's really good though, and that did not come out as supportively as I wanted it to. So, apologies, young Pleasants. We're going to go and see play somewhere inside this dome. So I really struggle to find the different venues inside of the Pleasance Dome. There are signs. We're looking for 10 Dome, which is, that's the only 10 Dome sign I see is the one up there. The totem poles do not help. Putting that right out there. Is it still culturally responsible to call them totem poles? Is there a different... I don't know. It's not signposted here. We have 10 minutes, according to that. Ace Dome is there. King Dome. 10 Dome. Queue for 10 Dome upstairs. This way. That sign's not getting seen from a distance. I appreciate the thought, but my goodness. Do you know what I've just remembered? I've been in this exact space before to see Amy Booth Steele's show, Honest Amy, a few years ago, and I made myself late for it. I was actually late going in because I couldn't find 10 Dome. So this is a message to you. It is not enough to simply check the venue, also check the individual space, especially when it's the Pleasance ones. When they say the queue for 10 Dome is upstairs, they literally mean it. It's on this upper balcony level, surveying the dome and looking out through the dome.
And there's 6 other amazing shows that have been supported by the same team. So please go and enjoy it. Have a wonderful Fringe. Thank you.
Aeron James, before our next show, enjoying more chicken scoop. Is it called chicken scoop?
Yeah. Coney Island.
Oh, this is a Coney Island, apparently, which we have still never visited. No. But Aeron is enjoying the flavour right now. It's chicken in a waffle, and it is gluten-free, which we love to see. Heading back into the dome, back into the dome. We actually had an hour between those shows.
I'm missing my first show of the day.
Yes, Aeron hasn't seen anything yet because of ticket confusion and because of not coming to see the first one. But now he is seeing his first show of the day. We're going to see Janie D's Beautiful World Cabaret, where hopefully we're going to fix the planet and the climate crisis. So stay tuned. By the time you're seeing this, maybe we've already fixed it. So fingers crossed. If so, you're so welcome. We are queuing. This time we found the correct part of Pleasance Dome because, and I quote, we both said, I assume Janie D is in the Queen Dome. And why?
She is queen.
She is a queen. She's a queen! She came and said, I don't know if I've told you this, she came and said hello to me outside the Pleasance Dome the other day.
You nearly fainted right after.
To thank me for mentioning her in my things to see at the Fringe video. And I think I've told you this story already. I said to her the words, no way in hell you know who I am. And then she hugged me, and life has not been the same since I fundamentally changed as a person.
I'm Janie D. Thank you very much. Please visit us on Instagram at Beautiful World Cabaret and come to the heart of New Haven. Thank you so much. In Shakespeare's day, they always finished a show with a jig. So you've had summer and spring. We're not doing winter, but Vivaldi's autumn.
Well, that was lovely. How could it not be? Janie D, but also remarkable talent alongside her, including a couple of other guest performers, both of whom danced, one of whom choreographed the show, the other of whom danced and sang, who I met flyering the other day, and who said, oh, I'm in the show as well. Just lots of loveliness, but also an ethos and a message behind it about environmental advocacy and living harmoniously with nature, which Janie spoke about at the UK Musical Theatre Conference a few months ago. So when this show was announced, I was like, this is a continuation of the message and of that sort of just a very elegant sort of activism through theatre and through cabaret and performance, which I have an awful lot of time for. But also, it's not just that. It's not just singing about it and talking about it and Shakespeare on stage. it's also affecting change simultaneously, because she was in touch with the Pleasance here, and pursuant to a conversation that happened there, water refilling points, water fountains for refilling water bottles have been installed. There's 3 of them in the Pleasance Dome, seemingly because of Janie D. So that's pretty remarkable. So also let that be known to you. If you are at the Edinburgh Fringe, bring a water bottle, get it refilled at water refilling points. I saw another one in the street in Grassmarket the other day. I don't think I've seen that before. So that's a really good, positive change. Bit of street entertainment happening here. Something's going on with the Diablo as we attempt to forge our way up to the Royal Mile for the Fringe shop. We want some Fringe merchandise before concluding our day with one more show over in Newtown before we get on a train for the end of Fringe Part 1. More street theatre. This sounds like acoustic guitar singing moment, and indeed it is. This one's a very big crowd.
That is not good for kids. Parents, am I right?
I held you up to see if you could see what he was doing, because I have no idea. Chaos. Chaotic scenes on the mile. This is quieter than it can get, but people flyering for their shows, street performances, Broadway's Kate Ryan-King, Aeron James, people dressed in crazy outfits to try and get people's attention. It's all going on. This is, in many ways, the heart of the Edinburgh Fringe, but a sort of an overworked, frantically beating heart that it's fun to visit occasionally and best avoided if you are in a hurry somewhere, which we are currently not. So it's all good. We have walked from Old Town to Newtown to the town beyond Newtown. No, I'm joking, it's still Newtown. But we walked down a really steep hill, which is all very... Is that a dog in the window? Oh, he left. All very well to congratulate yourself for getting to walk downhill, but then you realise we're coming back that way and we're going to have to walk back up the hill afterwards. Kate has to run to Summer Hall.
We're getting a train.
We are getting on a train to head back down south for a little pit stop in the middle of our Fringe trip, where among other activities we'll be celebrating the birthday of Aeron James, and hilariously, amongst all of these like new writing, plucky little Fringe shows, seeing something called Hamilton, which just makes so much sense to see 30 plus Fringe shows, then Hamilton, then 30 more Fringe shows. Just a slight tonal shift. But for now, one more piece of theatre. It is To Free a Mockingbird. It's over there. We can see it on the horizon. Written and performed by Grace Archie, our friend from New York. I don't know how to end this part of the vlog. Hope you're well. I wish you well. There you go. Here it is, the Royal Scots Club, venue 241. We're going to go inside now. Just before we leave, I have to show you this space, because this is like nothing else you will see at the Edinburgh Fringe. This is very different vibe. Fascinating and beautiful. Go see shows at the Royal Scots Club, everybody. Oh my god, hey, hello. Here is what you missed on Glee. It has been raining torrentially. I am 2 different colours of grey currently, and we have been stocking up on food to bring onto our train. This is the last train heading back down to the Midlands, where we're going to celebrate Mr. Aeron James's birthday and take a few days away from the Fringe before coming back. But also, we bought these train tickets. We're in the standard premium, basically first class. So we have a table for 2 people. We have plugs. We have USBs, comfortable seats, plenty of luggage space, wide aisle. Because we're going to be on this train for 4 hours. We bought these tickets in advance for like £20? £20 singles with rail cards, but £20. 20 English pounds. This is among the best things we've ever done, and I like decision-wise, one of the best things I've ever done in my entire life. So yeah, if you're doing travel to from the Edinburgh Fringe, plan in advance. You will thank yourself. Let there be light. I'm gonna edit all of this vlog on this train journey right now, and I'll see you very soon for part 2 of the Edinburgh Fringe. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna go and sleep for 48 hours. I will see you very soon. For 10 more seconds, I'm MickeyJoTheatre. Oh my god, hey, thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!